The Almohad Empire was once the dominant force across North Africa and Al-Andalus, stretching from Morocco to Libya and ruling over parts of Spain. But by 1213, the empire was standing on the edge of ruin. The devastating defeat at the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa had shattered the Almohad army, leaving its lands vulnerable to both internal rebellion and external invasion. In the midst of this chaos, one man took the throne, AbdAlWahid. But could he hold the empire together, or was he doomed to be another ruler swallowed by history's relentless tide? Before we dive into this gripping tale of power and betrayal, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic historical stories. A Throne of Chaos. When Muhammad al-Nasir died in 1213, the empire was leaderless. His sudden death left a power vacuum that various factions sought to exploit. The once mighty Almohads, who had ruled with an iron grip, were now divided, their authority crumbling. Into this turmoil stepped AbdAlWahid, a man who had not been groomed for power but was thrust into the spotlight by the desperate circumstances of the time. His ascension was far from smooth. Rival claimants to the throne emerged, seeking to seize control of the empire for themselves. Nobles and generals whispered in the shadows, plotting against him. Even within his own family, loyalty was scarce. The empire was no longer united. It was fracturing. North Africa in revolt, the Almohad rule once extended across the modern-day countries of Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and parts of Mali and Mauritania. But under AbdAlWahid, these territories became battlegrounds. The Berber tribes of the Atlas Mountains saw the empire's weakness and rose in defiance. The cities of Fez, Marrakesh, and Tlemcen, once pillars of Almohad dominance, became centers of rebellion and strife. In Algeria, local dynasties began asserting their independence, breaking away from Almohad rule. In Tunisia and Libya, Ayyubid forces from Egypt were eyeing the disintegrating empire, waiting for the right moment to strike. The empire, once a vast and mighty force, was being torn apart, piece by piece. Al-Andalus slipping away. If North Africa was burning, Al-Andalus was drowning. The Christian kingdoms of Spain, Castile, Aragon, Portugal, and Leon saw their chance to push further south. The Almohad defeat at Las Navas de Tolosa had left Al-Andalus vulnerable. Cities that had once been strongholds of Islamic rule, Córdoba, Seville, and Valencia, now faced the relentless advance of Christian armies. AbdAlWahid turned. He tried to hold on to these lands, but with his resources stretched thin, his efforts were futile. Castilian forces under King Ferdinand III launched devastating campaigns, reclaiming territory at an alarming rate. The once great Almohad presence in Spain was fading, and the era of Islamic rule in Iberia was approaching its final chapters. Betrayal from within. The greatest threats to AbdAlWahid did not come from his enemies. It came from within his own court. Rival Almohad princes, jealous generals, and ambitious ministers saw him as weak, incapable of leading the empire back to its former glory. Conspiracies brewed in the halls of Marrakesh. Rumors of a coup spread like wildfire. And then, in 1224, it happened. AbdAlWahid was assassinated, murdered by his own people, his rule coming to a brutal and sudden end. He had spent his reign trying to keep the empire from collapsing, but in the end he could not even save himself. With his death, the Almohad Empire sank even further into chaos. Successors came and went, but none could restore its former power. The days of Almohad supremacy were numbered, and soon a new force would rise in the Maghreb, the Marinid dynasty. Conclusion: the fall of a dynasty. AbdAlWahid. I was not a conqueror. He was not a great builder or a brilliant strategist, but he was a man caught in the middle of history's greatest storms, struggling to keep a sinking empire afloat. His reign was marked by crisis, rebellion, and betrayal, a ruler trapped in an empire already doomed to fall. What do you think? Was AbdAlWahidI a failure, or was he simply a man trying to survive in an impossible situation? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to never miss an epic historical story.